There's nobody here to watch me. Hi everybody, welcome back to One Good Scare Show. Unfortunately, James Keane couldn't be with us tonight, but Ron Jeremy could. So you haven't noticed I've changed your name, have you?
Oh, I didn't see that. No, that's funny. Did you do that while we were backstage and I just didn't notice?
No, I did it when we were going.
All right.
Jesus Christ! I mean, we're here to talk horror, but that Tash, Christ on a bike, that's the scariest thing we're going to look at tonight.
I'm trying something new. Okay,
it's not always a good thing.
Fresh start.
Trying things new isn't always good.
It'll go back. I would have looked worse if I did the whole thing. I actually tried to do a handlebar.
What do you mean the whole thing?
If I shaved the mustache as well, I would look terrible. I just look like a big overgrown baby. So I know I already kind of do just with a tash, But I tried to do handlebars, but I fucked it up. And then I just got to here was at the point where I was like, okay, that's good enough.
You should just go all in and shave either side off and just go for the Hitler. See what that looks like.
Yeah. When I catch myself in the mirror in the right light, it looks a bit Hitlery. So, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I think.
No.
We'll see what people in the comments think when people join. But anyway, we are here for more spooky shit and the usual kind of shenanigans for horror. We've got quite a bit to get through tonight, so shall we just make us up? And here
Let's
we'll
do it.
I'm on a live at the moment. I'll be back. How dare you, Terry? What live are you on?
Terribly rude.
What live are you on, Terry? That's absolutely disgraceful. 9 o'clock every fortnight, now and then, if we fancy, is this show's slot.
We're fairly tight on that. It's usually you that cancels on the Fridays because you're off in some fancy ass restaurant eating 10 courses of fleur de pomme or whatever,
Yeah. What is that? Exactly, Fuzzy. I completely agree, Fuzzy.
I like it. I think it suits me. I think.
Well,
I'm
James, as long as you like it.
I like it.
Yeah, Fuzzy. I've stopped asking, mate. He'll tell you. We might as well start off. We'll start off by having a go at James, shall we? Yeah. He'll tell her that he's got some computer trouble. He's had it for about 3 months, mate. He's,
I did.
What I'm there.
And at this point, I just don't have the energy to go.
Yes, he works very hard. So he's tired. Yeah. He is tired. Yeah. Anyway,
it's emotionally draining being your friend, Peter.
Well, acquaintance. Yeah. Splat comics. No one's watching, including me. well, yeah. Terry, we're not far behind you, mate. We've got 4 people watching. You look like a young Pavarotti. I think Ron Jeremy, Fuzzy. I think Ron Jeremy. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's
I could be an anchor man.
Not Ron Jeremy, man. You don't know.
I know it's Ron Burgundy, but Ron Jeremy is the porn guy.
Yeah, I mean that's not likely either, is it? Do you know what I mean?
No.
But yeah. I mean, it would be a short film. Go compare. Christ, that's the scariest thing we're going to see all night. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on because Shaz and he's bound to jump in a minute and berate us for bullying you or something like that. So
she hates it too.
Oh,
she's really angry.
Good. Well, I'm with you, Shazni. Yeah. I'm with you. 1980s, 1980s key.
I'll just soak it in. Yeah. I like it, and that's all that matters. So,
I mean, we're going to London. You know, people would normally point and stare at Von Hoot, but it's likely they're going to point and stare at you now instead.
I'll have a bowler hat and
I've got a bowler hat.
A cane. Do you?
I actually have a bowler hat.
Yeah, and a cane. I'll wear a cane and a pocket watch.
Yeah, I've got a pocket watch.
I'll fit right in.
I've got a pocket watch. Yeah. No, I do have a bowler's hat. That's official uniform for retired officers.
How is it?
Yeah. Anyway, right. Let's move on because we've got lots to get through, and I keep getting. It's a bit like Austin Powers. My eyes just keep drawn to the tash. Do you know what I mean? Tash. So yeah, let's move on. That guy's looking at your tash as well. Look at him. What the fuck's that?
Goddamn it, Pete.
Young Frankenstein. What in the hell? Now hang on, Jeff. Jeff is a man of discernible taste. Jeff, I'm hating the moustache. What are your views on the tash?
He loves it. He told me he loves it.
Of course he does. Yeah, of course he does.
And he said, "Hey, mustache" all day to me today. So, hey, mustache, what's up?
Anyway, young Frankenstein. Tell me
young Frankenstein. So, very young Frankenstein. So this is reported by Deadline, a series from Mel Brooks, and what we do in the Shadows team. So FX has ordered a pilot. It's a prequel to I know a film you're a very big fan of, Young Frankenstein. I have not actually seen it. I've seen clips. I've not seen the whole thing. It looks very funny.
So
I'll have to watch it at some point.
So, confession. Young Frankenstein is a bit like Monster Squad. It's a film I know I've seen, and in me head, a bit like Ghostbusters used to be, in me head I've built it up to be, oh, it's amazing and everybody's got to watch it and blah, blah, blah. But I cannot, for the life of us, remember anything about it.
Right.
Because it's that long since I've seen it. It's probably the one to add to the list for what to review and then not do a video on. Do you know what I mean? It's probably something for it to do.
Yeah. Cool. We'll do that right around in the spots on that face. Yeah. Cool. Sounds good. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Gene Hackman, not Gene Hackman.
Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder, yeah.
Is he alive? He died?
Gene Hackman's dead. Gene
Hackman's dead. Gene Wilder, is he still alive?
Still alive, I think.
Is he?
I think the last time I saw a picture of him in some kind of news press thing, he looked like Nosferatu. He was like all shriveled like a raisin.
He'd be getting up there, wouldn't he?
Yeah, but I think he is alive. Hi, Joshy. Nice to see you, bud. Yeah. John Cardy plays.
You can tell me that. I thought it was a bit mean. Yeah. But yeah, it was true. And there's someone else you compared me to. Yeah, so.
No,
just get it all out, guys, and we can get on.
Oh, I'm going to keep this going all night.
Okay,
keep this going all night. We've got the most viewers we've ever had, and that's purely because people are coming to look at the Tash.
The Tash is magnetic. It's going around in the group chats now. I'd say, guys, jump on, won't get scared. Look at James's face. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. So, you're welcome. He doer.
He doer.
Who doer?
He doer.
He doer.
Oh, he died.
He died 9 years
He died 9 years ago.
Yeah,
that's why he looked like Nosferatu.
Half rotted away. I was certain he was dead. Yeah. So he's not going to have any involvement in this. It's a prequel anyway. But
big fan of what they do in the shadows, mind. I am a big fan of what they do in the shadows. So
that vibe promising. Suits it a lot. Yeah. You know, like that does this funny, goofy comedy thing with vampires. So you do this with like the Frankenstein lore. You know, I think that's good. So yeah, I'm excited.
Good. To this one. Interesting stuff. What's this?
So this is we got our first look at Return to Silent Hill, which fuck me, I had the release date. I think it's January 17th. It's been announced for. Now I remember we did like a schedule for last year for videos, and I think this was supposed to come out like April last year.
Right.
So I don't know what's held it up. So this is the first look. So we see James, the main character there on the left, and then I can't remember the other character's name. So I don't know what it is about this shot. A lot of people are just saying this looks like cosplay, and it looks like it's going to be really cheap, and just probably shit. So we'll see. Silent Hill 2. It's based on Silent Hill 2, and Silent Hill 2 is a great storyline. So I hope that they do it justice. We'll see.
I've got no reference for the picture, so I cannot see whether it's
up a game one as well.
Do you know what I mean? I can't. I mean, I hear what that purple looks like snake print skirt does look a bit cheap cosplay, but then that is the material.
The hair
of the
looks
skirt,
very wiggy
so.
as well, do you know? But like, yeah, it does look like she looks like she's cosplaying the character at a convention rather than the character in a movie. We'll see. Anyway, I'm not like super confident about it being good or anything like that, but I like Silent Hill as a franchise, and it's a great storyline, so I'm hoping it's good. Yeah.
Silent Night, Deadly Night got a release date on that.
It does. It is
Christmas this year, isn't it?
December 4th, I believe. Yeah. So it's December 4th. Yeah. I mean, it was obvious that this was coming out this year. You know, they make these movies quick, and like obviously it has to be ready for Christmas. So I'm very, very excited for this. I have high hopes. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, I mean, again, we've talked about this one a lot on the show, but the news this week, I guess, is that it's coming out. We've got a date releasing Christmas. Looking forward to it. If you haven't seen the original, I recommend you go and check out the original first, because it is very, very good. It's one of those kind of quirky, weird horrors. That is worth
completely by surprise, because we were both expecting it to be shit, and it was so good. We loved it. Yeah, so
worth a watch. Worth a watch. Blumhouse has purchased Saw.
Yeah, officially. So this was they were in talks last episode. I think we were talking about this. So it's official. It's gone through. So James Wan, Lee Wanell will be overseeing the films going forward. So they're obviously the creators of the franchise coming back after. I think their last involvement was 3. I think Saw 3. They left. Yeah, awesome. Like I mean, like I'm sure we don't need to talk much on this because we talked about it last week. But like, I loved X. I thought it was one of the best ones. So it's sort of weird that they've had to do they're doing kind of a creative overhaul of it when I felt like it was going in a good direction from the last one, you know?
I don't mind a restart, to be honest.
Complete restart.
Yeah, it just started off again. Yeah, started off again. Yeah, should
Do you
be
think
good.
they should directly remake the first one or just like...
No, just a different, the same premise, but a different kind of story. There's no point doing the same traps, and because particularly with the first one, you know what the twist is. Do you know what I mean? Unless they do
that's very
something
true,
interesting to twist it or something.
But would you think that like Jigsaw as a character, like they should just have a new actor and
Just recast new Jigsaw, new traps, and don't kill him off so early this time.
I'm not a super purist about this series, so I wouldn't mind really, to be honest. Getting a brand new fresh start. So we'll see.
SM, nice to see you. SM, you need to take a bit of a hold here. Get yourself some trimmers and get rid of that thing on his face because it's ridiculous. So sort him out, please.
I appreciate the love and support, Pete.
It's ridiculous. You look like Ron Jeremy. Well, you can go back through the chat, SM. We've had all kinds of. We've had Pavarotti. We've had Ron Jeremy. We've had the Go Compare Man. Yeah, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. His is twirly, but isn't it? His is more of a twirly tash.
I think I would love that, the dastardly look, like Dick Dastardly from Wacky Racelands.
I'm going to be unkind. It's not like me, I know that. But you look like Magnum PI if he's on steroids. Do you know what I mean? You should get a Hawaiian shirt.
My mom said I look like Tom Selleck. So
Magnum PI.
I'll take it. A little less hairy, but I'll
I've
take it.
heard.
Yeah.
Well, Clayface.
We have our Clayface. So this actor is Tom Rhys Harries. He's been. What are you laughing? What? Magnum Pie. Now that's just downright.
That's a good one, Fuzzy. That is a good one.
That's just goddamn rude.
I don't know who this actor is. I don't think who.
I was before I was very rudely interrupted. I was explaining who this guy is. So he is in a variety of movies. Slaughterhouse Rules. He's in The Gentleman. The one with Matthew McConaughey. Guy Ritchie one from a few years ago. He's in a handful of movies, and then he's in Doctor Who, 2024 episode called Dot and Bubble. He plays Ricky September.
I don't recognise him at all.
No, okay.
No.
Yeah. Welsh actor anyway. So, I'm digging what I'm hearing about this one. Like it's, they said it's going to be a commentary on AI in films and stuff like that, and effects and stuff, which is interesting because I would have assumed they were going to go for like a 60s set of 70s like Joker almost setting for this, so I'm like, oh, that's interesting that they're doing contemporary. Apparently it's going to be R-rated as well, so yeah, I mean, like I'm just a big swing, just a wild choice to make a movie about this character, but like, yeah, I'm all for it. Like,
if it's got the same production value and quality of script work as the Penguin, then yeah, I'm all in for it, because I mean that was phenomenal, and I would never have I can't remember if we did talk much about the Penguin before it went live. When Penguin was announced, I probably wasn't particularly excited. Same with this. Do you know what I mean? It's like, all right, yeah, it's an interesting choice and all the rest of it, but post Penguin, it's like, yeah, this could work if they go gritty, they go deep and dirty, I guess. There's been a bit of news today as well. I don't know if you saw it, kind of linked to this, but there's been some photographs of the Batman 2 script teasing.
I did see.
Yeah, so
the
that's
script is finally finished after years, and it's officially called the Batman Part 2 as well.
Yeah.
So they're filming next year. Yeah. So it was wild that it'll have been like 6 years or something between the first and second movie by the time it comes out.
Stuff like that for me, but kills any momentum. Do you know what I mean? It's like
2 years max, I think. Like three max, but 2 years is like. I think. But for me, Mike Flanagan's involvement as well has me excited. Like your Dr. Sleep, Gerald's Game, Ouija, Hush, Midnight Mass, Fall of the House of Usher. Like he's a very
Fall of the House of Usher.
acclaimed horror director. So like this is gonna be a horror movie. It's like that sounds cool.
And Fuzzy, I know they're doing the kind of the with this one fringe characters, I guess, but this might be paving the way for a Freeze show or movie or something like that. I know you're a big Mr. Freeze fan, but if these kind of standalone villain pieces do well, then there's a whole smorgasbord of villains out there that you could dip your toe in.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah. With Batman just kind of as a fringe character, you could have a fantastic Mr. Freeze story going through his kind of his wife issues and all the rest of it, with just Batman very briefly
Oh
crossing
yeah,
into it at
absolutely.
times,
Like
you know?
at 3 points in the movie or something like that, he kind of swings in and out. Like yeah, that'd be. I mean, like I'm curious if Batman's even going to be in this movie at all. I feel like he won't be. But so yeah, like did they? This is in the James Gunn DCU, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if this is filming now, Batman probably won't be in it because they don't have a Batman cast.
Yeah.
Although my gut is telling me that they're just going to have it be Robert Pattinson. I feel like they're going to pivot and it's just going to be Robert Pattinson.
I would imagine so. I would imagine so. Lots of Transformers news there, Fuzzy. That's interesting stuff. I hadn't seen that.
Josh, I heard Michael Bay. I heard this just earlier that Michael Bay wants to do another one. I'm like, fuck off. Like, come on. They're so good when you're not involved. But
Could do without Michael Bay. Oh yeah. So this is Fright Night prequel comic coming out.
novel. So there was one. I think I talked about it when I was reading it a year or two ago, called Fright Night Origins. So they've announced a new prequel. I'll just get up the details about it. Just give me a sec.
Set in the 60s, I think.
So 1960s. I assume it's about Jerry kind of operating around that point. So like Origins is about his like background. Like he was he worked for Dracula, like when he was Vlad the Impaler, and he kind of he got like betrayed by him back then and turned into a vampire and stuff like that. So it's a very, very cool origin, and you kind of see different points of his life, like over the few hundred years or something he was alive. So yeah, this one more focused, I think, on a 60s setting. I'm like, yeah, I love this. I just love this character so much. I'm just happy to see more and more of him. So yeah,
this is, like you said, this is a novel, isn't it? This is a novel. So
might get a comic adaptation or something like that.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'll still. I mean, I can read, so I will still read the novel. You'll probably get it on tape or something.
Oh, so you can't write, is it?
I can't spell. I'm dyslexic, but I can read. I can read. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This should be good.
I listen to the audiobooks. I listen to the audiobooks.
I know you do.
It's Chris Sarandon reading it out.
Does the voice work for it, doesn't he? Yeah. He's got a very interesting cookery channel. Don't know if you've seen any of that.
No.
Yeah, it's a bit left field. He does all of his stuff on Instagram and things like that is about his vegetarian diet and plant based. Yeah, some interesting stuff. Random.
So Death Stranding. So we have a bit of Death Stranding news. The first one is that there is an animated movie that has been announced. So this is going to be written with Aaron Gzinkowski, who did. He's also doing a John Wick animated prequel as well. Raised by Wolves, he wrote. Yeah. So
Never seen that.
No, it's supposed to be really good. And then the Lion Mileage is the animation companies that they did the Tomb Raider one and the Castlevania Netflix show. That's supposed to be incredible. So
yeah, Thomas watched that. And I saw bits of that when I was kind of in the sitting room when he was watching it. It looked very good. Good.
So it's going to be an original story. It's set in the universe. It's not going to be just an adaptation of the game. So there's already a live action one in the works. We're getting an animated one as well. So cool to see them expand the universe of this. With that, but on that topic, Death Stranding 2 released on today, officially out today. But I think if you pre-ordered the game, you got it 3 days ago or something like that. I just remember that I ordered it and it arrived today, and it's in my box.
Oh, right.
I forgot to go get it, so I will be playing that probably over the weekend a bit. These are like, if I remember correctly, the first one took me like 60 hours ish to get through. So I'd imagine this to be the same size, so it'll be a while until I get to the ending. But just an incredible experience, and like everyone's saying, the consensus is that it's Kojima, his best game since Metal Gear Solid 3, which is like one of the best games ever made. So first one was very divisive. Like there was some reviews were 3 out of 10, 5 out of 10, and then it went up to 10 out of 10. This one seems like 9s and 10s across the board pretty much. So he's hit that sweet spot, which is nice. So yeah, very excited to play this one. Give it a go.
Very cool. Graphics look stunning, don't they?
Oh, it's gorgeous. Like, that's not even the half of it. Some of the environments in it. Like, there's one where it's like, I don't know, he's walking through some kind of environment, but it's like sparks, like, flickering everywhere, and it just looks incredible. Like, so, yeah, really, really excited for that.
Impressive.
Yeah. So Capcom had a showcase yesterday, and we got a few snippets of Resident Evil 9 gameplay. So we had, obviously it was announced last month. There was a trailer, but there's no gameplay in it. So we have a few screenshots here. So the game could be played in first or third person perspective. We see Grace, the main character, kind of walking around. So this bottom left one here, I'm assuming this is like every Resi game has like this big kind of main room that is supposed to evoke the mansion from the first game bits, and the second one's the police station lobby and stuff. So I'm assuming that this is the equivalent in that. So this will be like the main hub that you kind of work around the environment from. And then on the right there, we get kind of a better look at the pursuer character. So it's like this really tall, lanky, gross lady. This is the character. This is the monster that's gonna be like following you for chunks of the game. Looks terrifying. So yeah, I'm really excited. Since the dev commentary was really interesting. They talked about it. They said they wanted Leon as the main character initially, which was rumored a while ago, but that they felt that he was, because he's like an action hero, that you wouldn't be scared. So they felt like it would be better to have a character who's not familiar with the horrors of this universe, you know, for the player to also feel scared. But I would guess he's in it, especially when you're doing the whole going back to Raccoon City thing. I'd imagine he'll play a role in the story at some point, and maybe like towards the end of the game when it gets a bit more action heavy, he'll be playable then. So we'll see, but I'm stoked. February 27th, very soon. Very, very excited for this. So.
Nice. Looks cool. Looks very cool.
Sorry. On the topic of Resident Evil, I finally mustered the courage to finish Resident Evil 2 after I think I started a year and a half ago. I got too scared when the big Frankenstein-looking guy starts following you, so I stopped playing. So I finally finished it. I'm not sure if see on the right, that's my scores at the end of the playthroughs. So you have to play through twice, once as each character, to get the actual like full ending of the game. And I don't think it took me 12 hours. I don't think 12 hours is accurate. So I'm curious if it's like, if I pause the game, does that add to the time or something? But incredible experience, like really amazing. Like you know, the solving the puzzles and then running around, kind of like finding keys for doors and going back and opening them, finding new ways around the place was really rewarding. Really scary, super scary, but super fun. So like, yeah, I'd really recommend anyone who hasn't played it. If you've never played a Resident Evil, this is probably the one I would recommend giving a go. Anyway,
nice.
So yeah,
it's good that they give you a certificate as well for you to print out for your CV, because that'll be.
Well, that's it, nice. Isn't it? Yeah, on standard mode, because I was too much of a puss to play on hardcore.
Yeah.
Gotta see. Yeah. So yeah, really, really cool. So I'm such a Resident Evil puss. I'm gonna move on to the third game now, which is more action heavy. So I'm happy about that because this was spooky. And then last game of the week. So this is FBC Firebreak. This just came out. If you have Xbox Game Pass, this is included. If you have PS Plus, this is included. And I think there's some kind of Steam. You can get it on that as well. So this is from Remedy, who do Alan Wake and Control, and set in the Control universe. You're basically like the Ghostbusters of that world. So you're in the old house, which is the environment from Control, and you have to kill the enemies from Control. Like coming, they're kind of like these demon things that come through portals. So you're just like the cleanup crew basically for the Bureau of Control. So first person looks quite cool. I have it downloaded. I just haven't had a chance to play it yet. 3-player co-op, so I think it's going for like a Helldivers kind of vibe with it, like horde modes kind of thing. You know, it looks kind of quite fun. And it reached 1 million players, which I was surprised. I thought this was going to tank, just because it seemed like who wants this, but like apparently it's you know, people are liking it. So
good stuff. Good stuff. Right, moving on to action figures. We've got a few things to talk about tonight. Mentioned this on a show the other night, but I know Mr. Keegan's a fan of Thanksgiving. Sideshow are going to be doing a line of Thanksgiving 1/6 scale action figures. So that's pretty cool. Looking forward to seeing a little bit more of them. And then this Art the Clown. Was this NECA? I can't remember who you said this was from.
NECA's acquired a license for Terrifier. So
looks pretty cool. Plenty of accessories with it. I like that. I like the fact you get the black bin bag.
Yeah, definitely. They tend to with NECA, like includes a variety of like, they're good for accessories and stuff, like giving you kind of all the options and stuff. I like having the gun. I think that's my favorite part of that first movie. So he pulls the gun out and shoots her. Yeah, it's cool. And you know, I'm sure we'll get like a bloody one. We'll probably get the little girl from it as well, like the beacon and all that kind of shit. So like, yeah, the ultimate line from NECA is really good. So,
have they ever done a figure of the sawn in half lady?
No,
that would be interesting. So. I'm not sure how you would market that.
Can you do like, because it's a nude person? Is there rules around that?
I have no idea. No idea. Anyway, would be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, more stuff for yourself, James.
Yeah, NECA has teamed up with this Jason Universe thing. Oh, fuck, there was another thing from that I was supposed to add a slide. So they've announced a movie, a short film. And it's so like it's supposed to be the centerpiece of the I think 30th or 40th anniversary of Friday the 13th or 35th anniversary, whatever. It's gonna be the centerpiece of that, right? And it's a short film, and it's in collaboration with Angry Orchard's Hard Cider. Okay. So it's effectively a cider ad, but as a 5-minute Friday the 13th short film. This thing just seems so dead on arrival already. Like I feel like this is just nobody cares about Friday the 13th that's behind any of this.
No enthusiasm for any of this, I have to say.
And neither do I. Yeah. Just make a good movie first, and then you can focus. It feels, you know what it feels like? Dark Universe. It feels like when you've announced this whole big thing before you've even done one thing to prove that it's worth seeing in the first place, you know. So like I'm just so turned off by all of this. So yeah, NECA is teaming. They'll be doing this version of Jason and presumably whatever other characters come out of anything they make, if they make anything. So yeah, so like I mean, no big surprise. They've worked with Friday the 13th for a long time, but like, you know, under the Jason Universe banner now they're doing it. And then NECA announced some new Tiny Toony terrors. So with Babyface from Happy Death Day, the Grabber from Black Phone, and then Irish as well. So.
Yeah, I like them. I do quite like them. They look pretty cool. This is from a new, well, I'm saying a new company, a company I've not heard of before, I don't think. W Toys. This is obviously a Texas Chainsaw Massacre figure. I think this is probably one of the best Texas Chainsaw Massacre figures I've seen in 1/6 scale. You've still got the ugly arm joints, excuse me, I guess. But I do quite like the style of this. You get a lot of different weapons with it, wired, penny. So yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. Quite like that.
I like the base.
That. Yeah, I like the base.
Looks quite cool.
Base. Lovely biscuit base. Yeah, yeah, I like the base.
I don't know what that's in reference of.
Have you ever heard that? That's the MasterChef song about cheesecakes. Oh, we like a base. We like a base. Buttery biscuit base. Ooh, I really like a base. I like a buttery biscuit base. You have to Google it. It's tremendous.
Okay, I will.
Except he's a sex pest now, so you never mind. But yeah. This I think looks great. I think it looks very, very, very cool. Like I say, I think it's better than the other ones we've seen. I think it was a Sideshow version.
They always look too clean. I feel. I like that this one's really dirty and bloody, and that's
looks
good.
messed up. Yeah. So yeah, pretty cool. Little bit of comic news for you. If you've not read this book yet, just put your fingers in your ears for a minute or two, just because I'm going to give some spoilers. This is a book I probably talked about, I think, a couple of shows ago, James. Sleep issue 1, and I said it was shite. And a couple of the guys who watch like Fuzzy said it was shite as well. The book was really weird. The first issue, you kind of just get this story of this guy going around his life. His cat's gone missing. You find out his cat's under his settee, dead. There's a trail of blood to his door and things, but it just went nowhere. But I thought, no, I'll give it another go, because I don't really understand the premise. Let's see what it's like. Got this issue, and it was batshit crazy. And I read through the entire issue, and again thought, I haven't got a fucking clue what's going on here, but I'm liking it. It was basically picking up the town and what's happening and things like that after what is being described now as a large animal attack. And as the story goes on, it's sounding very much like there's been a werewolf attack. And like I say, I got to about 3/4 of the way through, and I thought, I'm not understanding really what's happening here, because it's very disjointed to the first issue. Makes no sense. It's like I've jumped into a different book and I don't know what's happening. And then it clicked. And I went back and reread issue 1. Issue 1 starts with him waking up and ends the last panel with him going to sleep. This issue starts with him waking up and ends with him going back to sleep. And the book's called Sleep. So it's a werewolf story, but like him, he turns into the werewolf when the book finishes and he goes to sleep. And then we don't see what happens until he wakes back up. So we're not seeing what's happening when he's the werewolf. So that sense of confusion I had is what he's got, because he's suddenly waking up having had the night before as a werewolf.
I like that. That's clever. Has the book actually confirmed that he's the werewolf, or is this just your...
No, he's pretty much explained it as this issue's gone out.
I like that idea, though. I think
and cool. Once I've kind of clicked onto that, I thought, you know what, this is so clever, and I'm loving it, because all the werewolf films we've watched, that kind of sense of being an animal during the night and you wake up and you don't know what you did the night before, that's exactly how I felt reading issue 2. It was like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah.
It's just chaos, and that didn't happen last issue. I don't know what went on.
Yeah.
And I'm not meant to, because
He
I've
doesn't
been
remember.
asleep
Exactly.
when it happened.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
So
so good.
yeah,
Like,
really interesting, really interesting. So I thoroughly enjoyed issue 2. The artwork's still shite. It's not my kind of art at all. But I'm looking forward to issue 3 now, because he's literally fallen asleep in a jail now. So next issue we'll pick up. I'm imagining we'll pick up after he's escaped the jail and done whatever he's done. You know.
Yeah.
Interesting story, really interesting story, and a clever twist. Probably too clever, but because a lot of people I think will have dropped off after issue 1, thinking this is shite. But yeah, worth a read. In Bloom, we've talked a lot about this book before. We've met the artist, John Pearson.
Yep.
Yeah, this was interesting. This is the end of the little series. The artwork is spectacular. It's suffered from some delays in the schedule of it, so I've kind of lost the way a little bit with it. I'm going to need to go back and read this as a complete series, because I have to say I was a bit confused in this issue. That said, it was still a good end to the story. But yeah, I want to go back and reread this in totalitarianism altogether, and see what it's about. Coming out next week, just to mention, Sisterhood. This is part of the Hyde Street series of books. This has been really cool kind of stories. All of the kind of the main characters from Hyde Street have had these. So that's the one, Fuzzy. Thank you, Totality. All of the side characters have had their own little kind of one shots to explain the background a little bit. Worth saying, this week's Hyde Street about the Scout Kid was really good. Really enjoyed that. Some classic Universal Monsters type thing. So yeah, not read this one yet. This looks really interesting. Lifelong friends Sophie and Violet were practically sisters. Now at college, they've been slowly drifting apart, but when Violet accidentally drowns at a sorority hazing, a devastated Sophie pleads with the psychic sisterhood to contact her dead friend. Sometimes you get what you wish for, but on Hyde Street there's always a cost, and it's a killer. So yeah, Fuzzy Singh must have received his already. Loved it. Superb. Yeah, really recommend you pick this one up and read it. So yeah, lots of good stuff from Hyde Street. Okie dokie. Trailers. Actually, James.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm thinking?
What?
Open your mouth. Similar. Yeah, similar.
Yeah. Just different ethnicity.
Yeah. So this is the second trailer for Weapons. Now, first trailer for Weapons, really interesting. Premise is basically one day 20 odd kids or whatever disappear from one classroom. In the first trailer didn't really give much away. This second trailer, batshit crazy.
Yeah, it's wild, isn't it? There's shit like going on during the day, you know. Like the first one, I think like there's obviously some kind of supernatural thing going on, like we're seeing kind of ghosty looking kids and stuff like that. But this one shows it's not just the kids thing. It's like this is affecting the entire town. Presumably something's happening. Yeah, it's wild. I am just so like, and everything's so scattershot that I don't feel like anything's really been spoiled.
So
I'm sure there's going to be a huge twist in it.
It's interesting you saying that. I've kept away from reading any descriptions about this. And after the second trailer, a bit like Barbarian to an extent, I really don't think I've got a clue what this film's about.
100%.
I don't know. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But the second trailer really jumped out at us. So yeah, I'm excited for this.
There's like a bit where someone's stabbing their face with a fork and everything. Yeah. It's like God. So I think this is gonna be really visceral, really like shocking moments in it and stuff. Yeah, I'm just so excited for this, and there's just so much hype around this. This is probably gonna be. I can see if this goes the way everyone's saying it's going to be the best of the year. Stop.
Don't be talking like that, because that does me head in. Every time we say, oh, it's going to be amazing, there's great hype, it's shite. So let's just say...
That's not true.
It is
Talk
most
to me,
of the
there
time.
was a lot of hype, and that was incredible.
Whenever you give the best film of the year, it's going to break all records kind of thing, I think, oh, God, here we go. It's going to be cack. It's going to be another bloke
You just
around
have
the woods.
shit taste is the problem, Pete.
Yeah. Anyway, weapons. It looks interesting. Looks interesting. This one's come a bit left field as well. I don't think I'd seen anything about this until I saw the trailer at the cinema the other day.
Yeah, same.
So this is a Stephen King movie called, is it The Walk? I can't remember.
The Long Walk.
The Long Walk.
Yeah. So the premise is like, so it's this...
It's competition, isn't it?
Yeah, the trailer starts off that it's just people going for a walk. Yeah. But there's like kind of armed people and you're thinking, oh, they're here to defend them or something like that. And then you find, oh, it's some kind of competition. And basically the idea is that it's a competition to win $1 million. Is it like there's a prize, isn't there?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Some kind of like amazing prize.
Last
anyway.
person walking
Last
wins
person
the
walk.
competition.
But if you stop walking, that they shoot you dead. So it's like it's an endurance test. So it's like there's gonna be one survivor at the end to win. So it looks very tense. There's like almost like a Squid Gamey kind of vibe to some of it.
That's the feeling I got from it. Yeah. And I guess we don't know why these people are doing the walk as well. So there's going to be some interesting backstory to that. But there were a couple of scenes in the trailer that had me kind of really wincing, where like broken ankles and the dragging the feet along and things.
Yeah.
It was like, oh god. So yeah, I think this could be interesting as well. I've heard nothing about it, and I've not heard of Steve, because it's a Stephen King book, I think, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah.
I've never heard
it's a short story. I don't know,
Yeah.
but yeah, looks very wild idea, very interesting. A lot of potential there, I think. So
yeah, so looking forward to that one. That should be interesting as well. Ooh, poor screenshot. Sorry, but then we've got Strangers 2.
So this trailer, right, is making it out that the group of people that she's with, that she like this group of this family or whatever that she comes across, are probably the killers. Now, normally, right, I would watch a trailer and I'd be like, well, that's so obvious that there's no way that's actually the case. But for some reason, I'm getting the vibe that this is just stupid enough to be like, to just give that away in the trailer, you know? Do you know what I mean?
Nah, I got a slightly different vibe. I think it clearly tries to say that, because you see the tattoo on the guy's neck, and that's kind of like, oh, you know. But then by the end of it, they're talking about this has been going on for years and blah blah blah, and I kind of got the impression that this is a group who are here to stop it happening. Like
okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like a vigilante group who are, or they might be related to people who've died or something.
Yeah.
And they've come to the town to kind of put an end to whatever this is.
That sounds fun. I like that idea.
Third film could be kind of like the all-out wars at work. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
I hated the first one of these.
So did I.
We'll have to say the remakes. I loved the original. That said, the trailer for this, if I can pretend I hadn't seen the last one, the trailer for this looked okay. I like the idea of a hospital setting. I don't know how much of it's going to be in the hospital setting. I work in a hospital. It always surprises us whenever I have any kind of horror, like even when I was in the Scream movie. There's no fucker in the hospital. I would love to work in these hospitals with all the empty beds and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Because there's nobody there. It's like, what's going on? But yeah, so I quite liked the trailer. I'll give it a go, but I can't say I'm excited.
Well, for me, the pluses for this is that it's original. Like what I hate about the last one was it was a remake, and they didn't tell us it was a remake until we watched it. So we're sitting in the movie, 30 minutes in, and you realize this is just the first movie again.
Yeah.
So it's something new. So that's intrigued me. But on the other hand, I know it's the same director as the first one, and I just thought a lot of the problems of the first one weren't even the fact that it was a remake. It was like, oh, this shot. This would have been a lot scarier if you'd have done this thing instead. And like, there's such obvious letdowns in it.
Am I right?
No confidence. Like,
am I right in thinking that they filmed a lot of this around the same? All three films were done pretty much back to back.
Yeah.
Which kind of also means that these were filmed and probably halfway through the process of being edited and stuff before they recognised or saw the criticism of the first film.
Oh,
so there might not have been much of an opportunity to try and correct course or change stuff in this.
And it's just wild because, like, I really didn't feel any sense of terror in the last one. Whereas the original is, like, one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. Because it's so simple. You know, and it just took those amazingly scary things. And it's like, it was clear that the director just didn't realize or recognize what made those things scary in that film. So, yeah, I'm not confident in it at all. But I would like to be pleasantly surprised, you know. But I also think it's going to have an ending where it's not really the ending.
Well, because there's another one, so
there's a third one, so we have to wait a year.
Yeah.
So it's not even going to end. Like, it'll just be. Hopefully, it'll be a fun middle chapter. We'll see.
We'll see. Well.
This looks wild. This looks crazy.
Batshit crazy. So this is the red band, or whatever you call it, trailer for Toxic Avenger, coming out back end of August. I really don't know what I think about this. It's going very much for campy, stupid kind of craziness, but incredibly cartoon graphic, kind of jaws popping off and heads exploding and eyeballs popping off and stuff like that. This could be fun, or it just could be a car crash, and I can't quite work it out yet.
I think it'll just be silly, stupid fun. Just seeing people just be horrifically murdered. I like the sense of humor in the trailer. I thought, it got me. Just how crazy it is and over the top it is. Just looks really fun. So reviews came out for this a year and a half ago, and I think people really liked it, if I remember right.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I just find, I don't know, the Peter Dinklage casting just so, yeah.
Well, it's not even him in that suit, though, isn't it?
No.
It's like he plays the human part, and then they dub over him.
Yeah.
The guy in the suit, because he obviously didn't want to get into all the makeup and shit, which is funny. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a good time. I think it'll be fun. Have a couple of beers and you'll see it, kind of thing. You know.
It's going to be a struggle getting my wife to sit through this one, I think. But we'll try. She'll hate it. She'll hate it.
Yeah.
If it was halfway good, surely someone would have picked it up and not taken 2 years to find distribution. It's a good point, Fuzzy. I've got a feeling this has got so bad it's cult classic written all over it. Do you know what I mean? It feels like the kind of film that is going to be just horrific in many ways, but people will love it because it's that silly and cheesy. And to be fair, that's like the original, isn't it? The original is like that. So we'll see. We'll see. And then we've got I Know What You Did Last Summer, trailer number 2.
Yep. So there's not really much, I feel, more of the film. Like, I don't think it really showed any new kills or anything like that in it. But, so, like, I don't know if I can really comment much. I will say I was really happy to see the What Are You Waiting For line come back. I thought that was fun. Yeah. I'm just fascinated about, like, why it's the exact same thing happened again. So, like, surely that'll have been orchestrated in some way.
If it hasn't been, it's a bit far-fetched.
Yeah.
I mean, the entire thing is far-fetched. But you know what I mean?
My guess will be, like, they said it, like, one of the people in the car set it up with the guy to fake this accident or something like that. That'd be my guess. Because it makes no sense otherwise.
I've got no recollection of the last few of these movies. Did the killer die? Is he dead?
So he dies in the first one, and then in the second one it turns out he's not dead, and then his son is also involved in it, so he comes back and then he dies in that one. And then the third one, which would be non-canon to this, I would guess he's a ghost. It's called I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I'm assuming this is the first 2 movies and nothing after that. Maybe even just the first one. I don't know. So like it's not that killer again.
Yeah.
Like no way it's related to that. So yeah. I'm just very curious to see how it comes together. Like,
I've talked about Predator Badlands a lot, so we'll not go into great detail with this. But with Predator Badlands, have you seen it yet?
This is Killer of Killers.
Killer of Killers, sorry. Yeah, Killer of Killers.
I haven't seen it. I have not heard you talk about this at all.
No, I've got a video. You obviously don't watch much.
I didn't watch it. I don't watch it on your channel.
Wow. Thanks
No, I didn't know if there would be spoilers.
That's why you don't get a yeah, so this is Predator Killer of Killers. There's a video over on my channel if you want to go and check it out. This was great. I really enjoyed this. The art style was a bit divisive. Some people liked it, some people didn't. I fell in love with it pretty much on the storylines, particularly the samurai story is superb. The World War II story, not what I was expecting. It's a dogfight movie rather than a World War II in the trenches, so I was a little bit disappointed with that. But the end bit, the arena battle, opens up all kinds of exciting stuff for the Predator franchise. So spoilers, so Mr. Keegan, stick your fingers in your ears if you don't want to listen. But the end bit opens up the possibility that all of the past people who've beat Predators can now be brought back So really, really like that. Agree, Fuzzy, it's barely a World War II story. Yeah, it was the weaker of the three, I think. The weaker of the three. Just to mention, just before we've come live, I've caught up with the remake of Salem's Lot, which was out last year, maybe, not the year before, at the cinema.
Late
James,
last year, I think.
You've seen this one already. What
I saw
did
it
you
in the
think of
cinemas
it?
at the time.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I went in and I heard reviews were like 5s and stuff. So I went in really not expecting much. And I came away pleasantly surprised at like how it's just a classic straightforward vampire thing. Where like crosses and holy water and garlic and all that shit, like it is just very classic vampires. So I really enjoyed that. I liked the fact that it's like the entire town just gets taken over. I thought that was great. I will say I think a lot of what I like about this is done better in Sinners, I would say. So I'm curious like if you had seen this before you'd seen Sinners, if you'd have a higher opinion of it. Well, I don't know, did you like it?
It really upset us. So there are elements of this that I really, really enjoyed. Elements that tie back to the original Salem's Lot movie and things like that. I love the idea of the fact that crosses start to glow when vampires are in the air and stuff. I love the initial use of the cross where it's like almost got a force field that pushes them back into walls and things. It's like shooting them with a shotgun, throwing them across. I think that was really cool. I think the vampire effects were great. I like the use of the mist and everything. The vampire action sequences were really good. I think the main bad guy was dispatched far too easily at the end. He just kind of dies, and it's like, right, that's not
it's like a
drive-through. But the action stuff was really, really good. My main issue with it is there is some of the worst dialogue and worst acting in this that I've ever seen. And you've got some tremendous
acting. Cause
horrendous.
I swore I remember this having a fantastic cast.
There's a fantastic cast.
Okay.
In the main cast, the guy who plays, is it Bill Pullman? The guy who plays Sentry?
Yeah.
Is phenomenal. I can't remember the lady's name who plays the doctor, but the main cast are superb. Okay. Some of the auxiliary cast are dreadful. This opening scene of the guy who's kind of the familiar,
Asbach from Game of Thrones.
Awful, awful. Yeah, to the point where it really did feel to me like I was watching like a low budget TV show rather than a big screen movie. But then when the action kicks in and you get the main cast, great. You know, it's the surrounding stuff that really pulls us out of it.
I think that's completely fair. I would say it is a movie of highs and lows. I think. I will say regarding that character from the start, there's a shot in it that I have one of my favorite shots in any movie in the last 5 years. But it's like the two kids are walking through the forest and they're silhouetted, and then you just see him walking behind them, and I was like, oh, that's so creepy. So I love that. I think it's not exceptional, but it's a good, solid vampire film.
If you can get past the acting, and I think it's got a slow start, but then it does get very good. There are some real nice scenes, I think. I love the bit where they pull up to the house and he says, we're too late. And she goes, what do you mean? He's in there. And he goes, no, just turn your head slowly. There's two vampires on the roof. And it turns and there's the two kids. I just thought the use of mist and the glowing eyes and stuff was really, really good. So I liked that element. I just feel it was let down with either a poor script or really shoddy, almost pantomime acting from some few characters at the start. Terry, it's on Disney Plus, mate. The Predator series, Disney Plus. Fuzzy saying it's nowhere near a masterpiece. People claim it is. Recency bias, doing lots of legwork. I'm not sure I agree with you, Fuzzy. I think it's very, very good. I think it's very good.
What's
personally? The Predator. Fuzzy wasn't a big fan. Sorry. What you call it, man? Killer of Killers. Fuzzy wasn't. Fuzzy wasn't as
it's a
much of a
masterpiece.
fan.
I didn't hear that. I'm sure it was.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of people said it's one of the best Predator things around. And I don't think it's a masterpiece.
Prey is the best Predator thing. Prey is magnificent. That's a masterpiece of a film.
Yeah, I think you need to go and watch the animated and then give an opinion, because it is very good.
I'll check it out. I'll watch it probably after this.
Yeah, I agree with Fuzzy. I think the World War II story is the weakest of the lot. And I didn't like that guy as a character.
Well, but the Samurai one though.
Samurai one's phenomenal. Absolutely. The Viking one's phenomenal as well.
Yeah.
In my humble opinion. Shit in hell.
Hold on to your vaginas. So Megan 2, I just went to see this today. It's just out today, so I'm not going to do any spoilers. Peter's not seen it either, so I won't do any spoilers. I'll just talk very vaguely. For some reason, right, it's become a thing here where it's like I love Megan and you hate Megan. But I'm not really that big a fan of the first Megan movie. I think it's decent. I think it's better than you think it is. But like, it's a very half-assed kiddie horror film. I feel like, what I felt like worked in it. I thought the humor worked. I thought Megan as a character worked really well. Like I know you hate it, but I love the dancing bit. I just really gelled with that for some reason. And this just doubles down on all of that stuff. And it's wonderful. And I just had an absolute blast from start to finish. It is effectively a Mission Impossible movie. It's sort of a sci-fi spy thriller kind of thing. And that's really fun. And I think that it's got some really interesting commentaries on like our reliance on technology and AI in particular. And I think there's a lot of I think it's only slightly in the future, this movie, but like a lot of stuff that will be world changing. That's probably going to be a thing in like 10 years time, and how dangerous that can be. So it's really, really interesting. But I think just the action sequences were so good. Just Megan's portrayal was just great in it. It was a more memorable story than the first one. It's not got even a stitch of horror in it. Really, yeah. I don't think there's even really a what I would call like a, there's no hide and seek scenes or chase sequences or anything scary at all. Whereas the first one did try and do that. So, if you're in it for the horror stuff, you're probably going to be a bit disappointed. But I personally like loved this. I really did, and like I it is what the trailer shows you. And when I saw the trailer, I was like gobsmacked. But I was like, oh, this looks awesome. And I thought it was awesome. So
I've seen a lot of reviews saying it's not horror at all. It is. People are saying it's like a version of Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
That kind of narrative. So yeah, interesting. Okay, 28 years later. Lots of big penises.
So there's been a week, so we'll be doing. There's some very big penises in this movie, isn't there?
Huge
yeah,
penises.
So we will be doing spoilers. It's been out a week, so we'll talk because there's just so much weird stuff in this that I want to talk about. Are you? I assume you've seen the first two movies. Are you a fan? Yeah. This wasn't really what I was expecting it to be.
Me neither.
Like I think the vibe we got from the trailers was it was going to be Aaron Taylor Johnson and his son, and they get trapped on the mainland somehow, and they come across this weird cult of evil people led by Ray Fiennes, and that's just absolutely not what the movie is at all. Yeah. The kind of dad and son is only the first 30 minutes, and then it's more about the mom, him bringing the mom there, and there's this interesting story with them, and then the Ray Fiennes is actually a good guy, and the skull temple thing is like a nice gesture and stuff. And I just found that really surprising. There's so much dick in this movie. And there's like an alpha zombie that just has a big flopping 10-inch thing that's just in your face constantly.
Just flopping around on screen all the time, just wobbling about.
A zombie gives birth in it at one point, which was an interesting scene.
Big fat so you've got different levels of zombies. There seems to be a generation of just huge fat zombie families which just wallow in the mud.
Yeah. That just eat worms and shit.
Eat worms, yeah. Eat worms. Did you like it then?
I did. I have to say I did. It definitely, like I said, wasn't what I was expecting. But I had a good time. I thought the story was really touching, and like I thought the main character Spike. I hated him initially because I was like, you bringing your mom to this thing. Because I was anticipating that the doctor guy was a bad guy. So I was like, you fucking idiot. Why are you bringing your mom? You're going to get yourselves killed or in trouble or whatever, and the dad's going to have to come rescue you. But that's not what it is at all. So I actually thought, I found it very unpredictable. Yeah. I did like the style of it, the kind of freeze frame stuff when they shot at
It's getting a lot of criticism for that. People are complaining about that, saying, "Oh, it's bullet time." That was 20 years ago. I like that.
It's in the first one as well. Do you know? It's just sticking with the style of the movie.
I mean, I thought overall this was a really good addition to the franchise.
Yeah,
it was very different to what I expected, but I liked that. Mm-hmm. I loved the story of him taking his mum to see. Which is it? Ray or Ralph? Can never.
Ray,
is it Ralph?
They call him both, I think, Ray Fiennes or Ralph Fiennes.
Ray Fiennes, yeah. Taking to see Ray Fiennes, I thought I'm a little bit man crush on Ray Fiennes. I have to say, everything I've seen him in, I just love him.
Yeah, he's had a good run the last year or so as well.
And I loved him in this as well.
Yeah, same.
I loved the story of what he was doing as a doctor. My wife is now obsessed, saying when she dies, she wants us to keep her skull. And I'm like, dear, you've taken a totally different point to the story. I'm not building a shrine in the back garden. You know what I mean? But yeah, I thought that was incredible. The monster things, we are calling them now zombies in the film, but lots of big penises, as we've said, lots of boobies and things like that because they're all naked. Yeah. But I liked that. I think in terms of the fact that
it's been 28 years, they're closing.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like, do you know what I mean? Exactly, yeah. I loved some of the social commentary. So there's a bit in this where where basically you got so these people have lived on the island, cut off.
Fucking, we got stuck in it too. Ireland's fucking quarantine too. So the rest of the world is going on as normal.
So for 25 years they've been on this island eating mud and all the rest of it, but the rest of the world has continued. And then they interact with a soldier, and he shows them a picture of the girlfriend. And it's just hilarious because the kids never seen. Never seen modern people.
She's allergic to.
She's allergic to stuff. Yeah. As a northeasterner, this was a dream film because they've all got northeast accents. There's loads of local landmarks. The Angel of the North is in there. So it's lovely to see all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So overall, I enjoyed the film. Good film. Then James, we get to the end of the film, and it's like, what in the holy fuck is going on here? We get a group of people who are dressed purposefully to resemble,
Jimmy Savile.
First off, Jimmy Savile.
Yeah.
But then also either Teletubbies or Power Rangers. And then we'll have a bizarre sequence where they literally turn into Power Rangers and they start somersaulting over people and
with samurai swords
and
doing backflips and all.
Backflips and ninja
like,
stars
what
and say, what
is happening right now? Yeah.
And the film ends.
So the Jimmy Savile thing is kind of coming out of nowhere there. Someone told me that there was a Jimmy Savile reference, and my assumption was there would be a throwaway line about like how great Jimmy Savile was because nobody knew because the world ended in 2003, And I actually, at the end of the movie, it didn't click in my head that they were supposed to be Jimmy Savile because I knew that Jack O'Connell's character is the kid from the start whose name is Jimmy. Yeah. So they're watching Teletubbies, so the colored tracksuits might be a reference to that. There is a point where Spike picks up a Power Ranger toy, or is it the kid at the start? Yeah. So it's not Power Ranger, but there's a Power Ranger reference in the movie as well. So behind the scenes, maybe it's inspired by that. Yeah,
Connie, try watching it. You're watching one film,
wild.
And then all of a sudden it's like, what?
Yeah, but then they're all named Jimmy at the end. But it's him because he has the cross that the dad gave him at the start. I actually throughout the movie thought that Aaron Taylor Johnson was the kid from the start.
So
I thought that was what a weird tonal shift.
I mean, guys, for those of you that haven't watched it, literally the end of the film is a load of zombies going to attack the main character, and then all of these people turn up in Jimmy Savile outfits.
Jimmy Savile show up and start doing backflips with samurai swords and killing the zombies.
Like a ninja movie.
Like Power Rangers,
Very strange. And I guess the interesting thing is, from what Boyle has said, is that the entire second movie focuses on those characters.
Yeah. But so that might be unbearable. Because I'm like, how am I gonna like these characters? Like, how am I supposed to? But also, like, there's something wrong with them because they're the people that tied up the zombies down that they found earlier, isn't it? Yeah. So, like, they're not good guys, really, are they?
Yeah. Connie, you don't need to watch the second one really for this. It doesn't really tie into the second one.
If anything, it kind of makes it non-canon because the end of that ends with Paris getting invaded, and then this is just the UK. So you don't need to just watch the first one because this will. I know the next one, Cillian Murphy is in.
Yeah.
So it'll tie into the first one.
That's what it feels like, Terry. It feels like a totally different film.
It is just wild. Like one of the biggest shifts in a movie I've ever seen. I don't even know how to explain it. I was just
overall,
Oh, it's
good
fantastic.
film. Yeah, good
Fantastic,
film.
yeah.
I
really
recommend
loved
people
it.
check
Yeah,
it
yeah,
out.
Great, yeah.
Okay, and Connie, massive penises, just flopping
They were
around.
all there. I hate to disappoint you. They were prosthetics.
Right. I
because
mean, I
there
didn't
was
look that closely, but obviously you were examining in detail.
Yeah, I can tell the difference. No, there was there was rules around filming naked people with children, so they had to put the
Yeah.
because Spike is a young man, so they had to put prosthetics on. But I mean, like literally, I was like, that might be the biggest penis I've ever seen in my life.
Well, no,
you know?
I mean, if you've watched Watchmen, there's a huge blue penis in that, just whopping
Your
around.
man's was bigger though. It was more viscous. It had more girth to it, you know.
Again, I wasn't really focusing
And the
on
way it was
penis.
like flopping everywhere in the
was
slow
flopping.
motion shots and stuff like that.
It was
like,
helicoptering,
Jesus.
wasn't it? at
Yeah,
times?
I'm assuming he was the alpha reproduces, and he's the one that got the girl pregnant. He's after the baby. That's I'm guessing. Yeah.
I mean, I think with that thing, you can repopulate the earth. Do you know what I mean? It's just.
Yeah.
I
Did you
didn't
get that vibe?
understand.
I think he wanted the
I
baby.
didn't, yeah, but I didn't. Yeah, he's hunting the baby.
Yeah,
I didn't understand though why we didn't kill him. Twice, really, he was unconscious, doped up on morphine, and we just let him.
I feel like Ray Fiennes is a pacifist, though. He doesn't want to.
Well, so that's what Alona said. You know,
Yeah.
medical is because he's a doctor in it, do no harm, but he killed the mother, so that doesn't pan out.
That was a mercy. I mean,
well,
it was
so
alright.
it's not a mercy killing that thing. Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah,
it doesn't-
no,
doesn't work.
I know you're right. Yeah.
Horrific, Sorrel. Absolutely horrific, mate. We're
you for
trying. We're trying to not look at it as much as possible.
The baby thing is an interesting story element as well, and I was in my head I was thinking, in my head I was sorry I was just looking at the comments there. On my, I've just lost my train of thought completely. I don't even know what was I saying.
Oh, listen, I don't. I tend to
Fair
just.
enough. Okay. In my head.
Penises.
Oh yeah, sorry. I thought it was going to lead into like a Last of Us style immune person thing.
Yeah.
But the second movie did that. I think there was an immune girl in that one.
There
So
was the daughter.
Yeah, if I remember right.
daughter,
So yeah, I don't know what the point of the kid thing is. You know?
Overall, good film. I enjoyed it and recommend people go check it out.
Big dicks.
Okay, end of the show. So just to talk briefly, we're kind of halfway through the year now, and I noticed on what do you call them? Is it the Halloween or Hallow Tweet? I can't remember. There's a site has put up their podcast going over the best horror films of the year so far. It was 2 hours long, so I couldn't be asked to listen to it. So I did a bit of a Google anyway and found a few different ones. So just to mention them briefly, I just want to get your take on them, James. Yeah, we've done that one.
Yeah,
Sorrel.
that joke's already been made.
We've done
Sorrel,
that one.
you're
But
bit
it's a
late on that
classic
one.
Sorrel. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Right. I still think porn star Ron Jeremy. So these are some of the best films of the year so far. I just want to talk about them all briefly. So they've ranked number 10 as Wolfman. Now, I really liked Wolfman. You enjoyed that one, James?
Yeah, I liked it. I just thought it was let down in some area. I thought it was better than people were saying it was. Like it's a solid 7.5, I think. There's moments of brilliance in it, I feel, but it didn't fully click together. I think the way I was kind of anticipating that it would. You know,
I'm just happy to
depending
see
on the rest of the
werewolf
list,
films.
I'm not sure if that should be. I would probably maybe put that higher though.
Well, yeah. Let's not get head up on their numbers because we could change them as much as we. I think the number one is fair. But yeah, Wolfman, I really enjoyed. The Monkey, I thought that was fun. It was some good deaths in it. Perhaps not as groundbreaking as I might have liked.
Yeah.
But I got Final Destination vibes from it, and I'd like to see a franchise spin from it. What about you?
Yeah, I think when it was just the monkey causing accidents, that was like the peak of the movie.
Yeah.
So when it got into like the back half, then it started getting kind of weird. But I liked the story. I thought that all the cast was great. It was really interesting. But yeah, no, I'd like to see another one. I love the ending too. I thought the ending was wild as well. That was crazy. So yeah, I think it's very good. It's just not incredible. I think I was going in expecting it to be incredible. But yeah, no, I think it's
The trailers did a good job of making it look like it was going to be
yeah,
phenomenal.
yeah.
Dangerous Animals, number 8. I have not
Fantastic.
seen this one yet.
Yeah, we'll get to watch soon, man. It's so good. It's really, really, really incredible. Yeah.
So this is the one about sharks, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about the guy that kidnaps women and he feeds them to sharks.
Just for a laugh? Or?
Yeah, pretty much. More or less, actually. There's not a deeper purpose to it, really. He just likes doing it, you know? Yeah.
So talking big appendages and moustaches, were you thinking of John Holmes than Peter? Remind us, Terry, John Holmes. No, I'm thinking of Bobbert, the guy who got his penis cut off. Who's John Holmes? Not sure. Let one know in the comments. John Bobbert was the guy whose wife sliced off his penis. You heard that story? Found out he was having an affair or whatever. So cut his dick off. It then got surgically reattached and he became a porn star. So, yeah.
Is it just for the novelty of the stick wasn't always
just
part
for
of you?
Yeah, Frankenstein penis. Yeah. He's got no idea who he is. I haven't. You're right, Fuzzy. But I was honest. I didn't lie. I've said, don't know who it is. Let us know. Now, Hallow Road, I've not even heard of.
You heard of it? No, that's Rosamund Pike, is it?
Yeah. So number 7 on the list is a film never heard of. So I have to do some checking out.
I'll have a look into it now.
70s porn. Say before I was born, Fuzzy. Before I was born.
I was thinking more like a 1940s movie star look, you know, like
what your Tash?
Yeah.
No.
That's what I was going for.
No.
Okay. No. Are you sure?
I'm positive. Absolutely positive.
You 100%. Give it another look.
No.
No, not like a Vincent Price or something like that. No.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Vincent Price, if he's had an allergy to shellfish, maybe. Yeah. But no, not.
Thank you. 2025 psychological developed, directed by Babak Anvari. Rosamund Pike's Matthew Reese. I've never heard of this. I don't know.
Never heard of it.
It's filmed here. It's filmed down the road from me. Yeah, that's funny. 92% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I'll check it out, Terry. I'll do some Googling when I'm finished.
Okay, on cinemas and everything. Yeah, I just completely missed that one. I never even heard of it.
Fuzzy says Errol Flynn. I say it, Keegan's a take it back. Handsome.
Thank you.
Never heard of Hallow Road. Did a quick Google and it's got 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. Gonna have to check that one out. Yeah. And then they've put 28 years later at number 6. It's really interesting because I enjoyed it, and I know you said you've enjoyed it. It seems to be really splitting audiences. Some people are really struggling with it.
I feel like, you know, it's that whole subverting expectations thing. People go in expecting one thing, and you give them another, and it might not matter how good it is. People will not like it because it's not what they wanted. I also feel like that ending, no matter how good the movie is, you're going to have people who just take that ending, and that's the taste they have in their mouth when they leave as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see why. Like, it's good, but the ending was crap. You know, like I can imagine people saying that.
And then we get The Presence at number 5. I disagree with that. I didn't think The Presence was good.
I'd probably put that number 10. Well, I haven't seen Hallow Road, but like it was an interesting concept.
It was just boring.
It was nothing really happening in it. Like, you know, it was long scenes of just family drama and shit. You know, and I was like, come on, do something spooky.
I mean, it was like you say, an interesting idea.
Yeah.
But it wasn't an interesting enough idea, I think, to give you an hour and a half, 2 hour film.
Was that really this year? I thought that was last year as well.
Yeah, it would have been decent to get kind of, you know, a half-hour special show or something like that. But for me, it was like, oh, God. So, yeah, not a fan. Final Destination Bloodlines, loved it. Loved that. I think that deserves to be in the top 3. For entertainment. Do you know what I mean? For pure entertainment. Really enjoyed that. Cannot wait to see more. Same. Now, Nosferatu is an interesting one. Again, this is split people. Lots of people absolutely loved this film. Me, not so much. I can't remember about you, James.
I liked it. But I again, like the monkey, I kind of went in expecting this, hearing how amazing it was, and expecting this masterpiece of a film, and I came out going like, that was okay. Again, moments of brilliance in it. I think there's some incredible visuals in it. I think Bill Skarsgård's amazing in it. You know, all the acting was great. The spooky vibes of it was cool, but you know, it just didn't fully click for me.
Me as well.
Yeah. So like, I'd probably put that lower half of the top 10. Like,
beautifully shot, some interesting performances. I had issues, I think, with some of the acting in it.
I didn't like Lily Rose Depp.
Yeah, and I didn't like what you call him, who's just been in 28 years later.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yeah,
I loved Aaron Taylor Johnson, and he was great in it.
I thought his accent was horrendous in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an interesting one. Companion at number 2. I mean, I like a companion. I don't know how horror I would call it.
That's my one to beat, man. That would be my number. That was my number one probably until what is definitely going to be a number one here. Came out, I would say.
I think Companion for me was a great film that I really, really enjoyed. I just wish I hadn't seen that second trailer.
Same.
I wish I'd gone in blind.
I would have been mind blown completely
Yeah.
if we didn't know that. And I think it's just such a shame that they couldn't keep that under wraps.
Yeah.
You know, in the marketing.
But a great, if you're not into, if horror's not your thing, as in gruesome monsters and blood and all that kind of stuff, Companions are kind of an easy horror, if you know what I mean. It has got some good action and things in it, but it's more sci-fi, I would argue, than horror. Do you know what I mean?
No, I still think it's horror themed. I guess, you know, like
worth a watch. Heretic was last year, I think, Fuzzy, but absolutely that would be in my top 10. I loved Heretic, one of my favourites, and I think the performance by I forgot his name. What do you call him?
I'm going blank as well.
Russ
Serious?
Grant.
Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant
yeah.
is one of the best performances he's ever done. Absolutely loved it. And yeah, lots of people in the comments have guessed number one. I think for this point in time, bearing in mind we haven't seen some of the big horrors that are coming out yet, because there's Bring Him Back, which is getting amazing reviews. So at this point in time, absolutely well deserved is Sinners. Just a phenomenal film. Absolutely phenomenal film. Yeah. You're a fan of that one as well, aren't you?
10 out of 10. One of the best vampire movies ever made, genuinely, I think. Yeah. Easily number one. That's the one to beat this year. I feel like Weapons could sneak in there. That could be that good on that level. I don't know if there's really anything else, because like everything else is sort of silly.
Bring them back, or whatever, is meant to be superb. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Well. And that's the Talk to Me people, and they could pull that out as well. But like everything else, you know, you have that Together. I suppose is supposed to be amazing as well. So a lot of stiff competition. So we'll see. But I love the vibes of this. I love the portrayal of vampires in it. I love the music and the visuals, and I just thought it was really masterfully done.
Spot on. It's a great movie. Really enjoyed it. Would strongly recommend just check out Sinners if you haven't managed to catch it yet. It's well worth a watch. And we're done, Mr. Keegan. So, massive thank you to everybody in the chat. Really do appreciate you all watching. Thank you for spending some time with us. We've got Toy Show on Tuesday. I might be doing a live show over the weekend. It just depends what my timing works out like. Mr. Keegan, anything else coming up on this channel?
I mean, am I to say it?
No, don't. Just don't lie. Just don't tell them. Do you know what I mean?
If and when there is edited content, there'll be edited content. So you'll get it when you get it.
Not seeing drop yet, Terry. I'm trying to get to that one.
That's a good one. I like that one as well.
Yeah. Sorry, we're going to do. I think we'll have to try and catch up. Maybe it's me, you, and James can do a show or something at some point about horror movies coming out this year. That would be good. So let's put a list of them. Black Phone 2. Yeah,
that could be up there. The Bride, I forgot about. There's a Frankenstein movie this year as well, isn't there?
Yeah. Sorrel's lost all street cred there by saying Five Nights at Freddy's 2. No.
That could take it.
Shite. Could it? Right. Okie dokie. Mr. Keegan, anything else you want to say before we go?
One good scare.
Well.